I'm the all in all, from the dust in the universe to the waters in the womb I surf. I'm the all in all, from the atoms that exist in the sun to the atom that's in Genesis 1. I'm the all in all, from the first king that walked this globe to the last black slave they stole. I'm the all in all, every living thing you see, all of those things exist in me. I'm the all in all, from the depths of the sea to Mount Everest. Allah in the flesh, most benevolent. This physical form born from melanin. When electrical thought sparked intelligence. Ain't nothing existing I don't exist in. From the clouds in the heavens down to this skin. If you're doing the knowledge, you can follow jewels. In both cases, the basis, water molecules. Rain, sleet, snow, hailstorms come together the same way that my cells form. You don't see it yet, hard to fathom still. It's air-like to the pyramids, how my atoms build. I existed as DNA when the earth formed, and my paternal lineage is from the firstborns. Holy Quran, Bible, I'm coded there. In a fine mist, you'll miss if you don't know the square. Yeah, on all four corners they seek the G, while Shriners speak on me in secrecy. I created the earth as mother and daughter. Her bones are the rocks, her blood is the water. Her skin is the crust, her heart is the core. Yeah, I planted the seeds, I parted the shores. Yeah, emitted my light, she saw the corona. Original man, maker. I'm the all in all, from the dust in the universe to the waters in the womb I surf. I'm the all in all, from the atoms that exist in the sun to the atom that's in Genesis 1. I'm the all in all, from the first king that walked this globe to the last black slave they stole. I'm the all in all, every living thing you see, all of those things exist in me. I'm the all in all. Supreme team, dominant gene, God in the physical. Rose from the bowels of hell, pardon my visual. Cremators doing their job when they get rid of you. Crabs in the bucket, mind state to kill a nigga too. Civil wars in the hood, letting hammers dance, playing with them pieces of steel, attract the ambulance. Or a prison bid, now your daughter's sick. Ain't nothing gangsta about leaving your seeds fatherless. So I study self and subtracted crime. It takes supreme mathematics to heal a grafted mind. For the 2 and the 3, you need the 1. The only way to get to the Father is through the Son. I met a lot of dudes on that used to shit. They come and go every day, I'm getting used to it. Far as self go, I'm planted on the square. They unalike to Allah, they planted over there. They don't respect the history, they don't recite degrees. Will we be using them both to reunite the seeds? Yellow to the brown, brown to the black. Accepted or rejected, you repel or attract. It's been over 50 years, he been gone so far. Now that's a powerful cipher. Peace to Allah.
Alright, peace y'all. This is God in them streets. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the share button. First, I'd like to give a real big shout out to our brothers Wu-Tang, that's officially gonna be opening up the show in Las Vegas, the first rap group, you know, to ever receive such an opportunity. And this one right here, y'all, is gonna be a serious exclusive. Yes, I have the God here to give y'all the untold story about Alpo Martinez and his relationship to the 5% nation of gods and earths. I've known this brother for a very long time, and in this nation, I would like to say that he's my big little brother. And the reason why I say he's my big little brother is because I'm older than him, but he's older than me in knowledge. Yes, Shamar received the knowledge in 1973, which is knowledge born God understanding, you know, and he received it by one of our most well-renowned and known brothers that returned to the essence, the brother that made our universal flag that we wear on the lapel of our coats or whatever garments that nowadays that our flags is printed and on or wore on chains and rings and everything. But he's responsible, you know, for the greatest and only flag known in our universe, which is Allah's 5% Nation of Gods and Earth's flag. So he received the knowledge that year. That's the same year that I came in contact with knowledge, 1973, over in Albany Projects, which was better known at that time as Allah's Projects in Medina, but I did not accept it then. So I will not plagiarize, I will not cap, as your young individuals say, and try and make it seem like I had knowledge a lot longer than I did. But this particular brother, like I said, he got it at born years old. And without further ado, Shamar, I want you to introduce yourself to, you know, the whole world, and let them know who you are, when you first came into knowledge, what knowledge was like, what was the requirements that you had to have before you got knowledge. And the only reason why I'm doing it like this is because this brother got a lot of history, and I'm gonna make y'all wait a little bit before we go all the way in depth with his relationship with Alpo Martinez. Okay, so Shamar, let the people know who you are, what year you got knowledge, and basically who you got knowledge from, and the many different places that you went being young with the knowledge and who you was associated with.
Okay, peace everybody. My name is Master Shamar Significant Law, and I got the knowledge at the age of 9 in 1973 in Brownsville, and Universal Shamar taught me, and the first thing he said was make sure you go to school. And back in those days, when you was a young 5%er, you had to go to school, you had to go to meet your parents, your mother or your father, or if you didn't have a father figure in the house, he had to meet your mother and say that he's one of us. Make sure that you have any problems with him, or you got any problems, let us know. You had to go to school and get an education as the law prescribed for us to do. And also, when you went to school and had your report card, you had to make sure you had to show it to different brothers to make sure you was ranked exact. How you gonna get a F as a 5%, but you get an A as an 85%? That didn't make no sense. So I was taught to go to school, get a trade, or both. So I lived in Hard Street, 605 Hard Street, that's in Bushwick. I lived in Far Rockaway. My mother moved us around. I had 10 brothers and 3 sisters. My older brother had knowledge first. So we moved around, because every time it got dangerous, my mother moved us around. So I wound up in Far Rockaway. I met the guards in Far Rockaway. Zaire was his name, was Sharif then. Then I moved to P-Lawn in 84 and met the guards there. So at the time, when I moved to P-Lawn, I started going to Mecca, as we call it, which is Manhattan, and I hooked up. I started, hustling, and I was introduced to Alpo, as they call him, to his sister.
Okay, so
and,
so your relationship with Alpo is because you ran into his sister.
Yes.
Okay? And what relationship did you and Alpo Sister eventually end up having?
We had a relationship, a physical relationship. We had a child, and I started hustling and going to different places where he put a lot of brothers down that was opposites as well.
What's Alpo Sister's name, and at that time, where was they living at?
Okay, well, she don't want me to disclose now.
Okay, cool. I'm fine with that.
But at that time, they was living on the east side. So it was a lot of brothers that was putting down at that cipher as far as getting money. I say getting money.
So when you say east side, is that lower east side? Is that Spanish Harlem?
East River, near the East River.
Okay, so what we call ABC City back in the days, right?
No, East River is still like 111th Street.
Oh, okay. That ain't too far from that other spot, Jefferson Projects or something like that.
Yeah, not too far from there.
Right, because K Slade, rest in peace, my little brother. You know, that was his area, and that's why I'm trying to make sure, Shamar, that you give the people all of the little references, because you know you got all these clowns out here later on. Oh, he don't know Alpo like that, so you know you ain't had to mention her name or anything like that. But in the process of continuing with the story, just certain little things I ask you to make sure that the people is clarified that we giving them an authentic story. So you may continue right now.
Okay. So he put a lot of brothers that's down with him at isolate. It was mostly guards. And as years went on, he took on the name and got knowledge of himself. His name was, before he went home, was Supreme Avatar Allah.
That's kind of high power right there, because this is the first time I'm hearing what name that he actually had. Supreme Avatar Allah.
If you look at a video that he got with a blue thing, or he got a flag also, a silver flag with the flag on it.
Okay. And so during the course of you meeting him and he putting a lot of 5%ers on in the game, how close did you and his relationship become? And what did he allow you to maybe see in the game, or what did he expose you to in the game that might have been different from a lot of other people? Like, I know you tell me about the car, you know, thing, and how Prince end up giving you the nickname, you know, that a lot of people may know inside the nation, Stymie. So could you tell the audience more or less, like I said, your intricate association and the responsibilities that Alpo placed on you, and how you came about getting that nickname?
Okay. Well, the nickname was, they see me making money with the understanding, as we call it. And they said, oh, you want it like that. And it was Jaime. They called me Jaime. So, after a while, Prince and Ahmed, one of our beloved brothers, Ahmed also, they knew him as well. And he was around the guards. he also went to one of our events was called the Show and Prove, which was in 1988 at Harriet Tubman.
Right. I was trying to get the part out of you where you told me that Firstborn Prince from the Jaime, that the reason why he called you that was
I had the car, and they called, say you hold it like that, and it was saying Jaime. So that's how that name came about.
What type of car was it?
It was a blue. It was a blue Acura.
Okay, and how many other cars that Alpo had? Because I know, like, OG Lou, you know what I'm saying, Gangster Lou, when he be giving it up, he be talking about that parking, you know, the garage, the parking lot where they had all those different cars in. So could you elaborate a little bit thoroughly on that right there?
Okay, yeah, he had about 3 or 4 cars in the parking lot where we had one of our beloved brothers as well named Universal that went home, Universal Jamel. He's the one that actually called me Jaime. But they had a parking lot, as you say, right there on 130, I think 134th, 133rd, and 7th Avenue on the uptown side.
Okay. And so you saying at that time, was it just 3 to 4 cars, or, you know, I know in a lot of the other joints, they be, you know, they be putting it up to, he had about 21 different vehicles and this and that. So I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm just trying to get out what you actually seen.
The major ones was 2. At that time, it was 2. But yeah, he had more than that. As it went on, he had more than that.
Okay. Was there ever a time that you was exposed to Alpo counting large sums of money in front of you, or having large amounts of work or anything like that?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay. And what would you estimate that the amount might have been if it was in cash, or if it was in work?
Some things I'm not going to elaborate.
Well, I mean, it's well known what he done did. So at the end of the day, and you right, you saying any amounts ain't, you know, that ain't really no privy information. I'm just saying what you might have personally seen. Ain't nothing the law could come back on you with, because that's what you witnessed to. So you just saying what an estimate, but if not, you know what I'm saying, we can move on, because you already validated that you was around him and you was in the company of large sums of money and large sums of drugs. Okay, so you said that Alpo accepted our way of life before he returned to the Essence. Do you know around what time that he really started studying and taking, you know, our way of life serious? Was he incarcerated, or when
he got incarcerated and came? Yeah, when he was incarcerated, he started studying.
Okay, and would you say that's from the familiarity that he always had, being up in Harlem, as we call Mecca, and moving around?
He was around brothers. Yes, right. He was around different brothers as well. Yeah, so he was influenced by different brothers as well.
Okay, did he have any personal relationships with any of the elder gods we know?
Yes, he had relationships with them. Prince, Colleen,
So that would be to say that we could say that it was, you know, times or more than one time or numerous times that Alpo visit, you know, our law school in Mecca.
As well. He visited our law school as well.
Okay. Okay, see, and the reason why I'm coming at you with this, because this is untold knowledge about Alpo, you know, because everybody want to, you know, just look at him as a kingpin, drug dealer, you know, savage, you know, snitch, all these other different, you know, labels and titles that they placed on this man. And this is why I wanted you to get on here to give an insight, you know, of something else that the man fully accept that as a young, because during our time, all of us, you know, in the 5 boroughs of New York City, you know, was heavily influenced by the 5% Nation of God's of Earth. So this is why I took the, you know, the time when me and you spoke, so that you could bring this type of history to the world. So
we're nowhere on the face of the planet Earth, like you just said, nobody have never been influenced by the nation of God's earth, or the 5%ers, as we say. Everybody has some type of knowledge. Rather in the rap industry, the drug industry. But the best thing is, once a person receives the knowledge, and what they do with their knowledge, if we put away that savage world, and we move on to a righteous world.
That's understandable. So, did you and Alpo get a chance to build after he came home before he returned to the Essence, unfortunately?
No, because he was in the witness protection program, and he was like, no.
All right.
But I seen certain clips that he put out there, and he said that the knowledge, you know, was the best thing.
Okay. So he did have a clip of something that he let the world know, you know, that he had knowledge of himself prior to his demise.
Yes, sir. And you can look it up as well. Supreme Avatar Law.
Okay. Is there anything else, like, that you think that the world, you know what I'm saying, should know about him, other than that's already been put out there on these numerous YouTube channels?
Except for he got down to himself. He was living, everybody go through changes in life, but he had got down to himself. He knew who himself was. He knew who he was. And we don't, you know, condone that. That's not our way of life. But what a man does, he does.
Right. That's why my whole platform is about, you know, is God's gangster and gentlemen, you know, because 5% first, you know, gangster, the things that took place in the streets, and gentlemen, like I said, when I left to go down to HBCU. And, you know, this is all about, because we real, you know, and our lives and our history. That's why we say we the true and living gods, because we live this in the flesh. And anytime you live anything in the flesh, then that means that you subjected to fleshly things, you know. So most people got this mystery about who and what God is, you know. So they think that they not held responsible for their own actions. So, you know, whether you a Christian, that's right, and whether you a Christian, Muslim, or whatever, on a daily basis, you know, we see people that go contrary to the so-called principles that they say that they adhere to. you know. So when we put this out here, we just want people to know, you know, that we living beings. And just because our doctrine or whatever that we study to give us the insight to who we are, because, you know, just like Elijah and them say, you know, we was lost and found. Or just like the Moors say, you know, it's your higher self and your lower self. And it's a combination of all these things, everything that Marcus Garvey stood for, the UNIA and everything else that was, you know, a build-up to bringing about our Father, Almighty God Allah, you know what I'm saying, in the flesh. And he came out the mosque and he came toward us, the youth, in the ghettos of hell, you know, in the 5 boroughs of New York City. And from him spreading the knowledge to the firstborn spreading the knowledge to other individuals, you know, eventually that knowledge got spread to us. Before we like kind of end this, Shamar, me and you was talking a little bit earlier about 42nd Street, you know what I'm saying, and the brothers that used to take pictures out there up on the walls. Now I'm gonna take you somewhere back then, you know, and see if you could give them, because I done gave it to them a little bit on some of my other videos or whatever, about our relationship with the Zulu Nation and how we used to have a conflict of interest because the Zulu Nation used to have their women down there, which was called Zulu Queens. And do you remember the reason why we had a conflict with their women for what they wore? What do you remember that one?
Yeah, because they was wearing 3/4, and they were saying that they was like us, but they wasn't like us.
Right. I mean, my distinction, you know, from back then was they used to have their sisters wearing crowns, you know, with 360s tassels on them. So when we used to roll up on them, we used to be like, yo, what's all the crown about or whatever. And that used to be like, you know, a big thing that we had going on with them back then.
And the beads as well.
Right.
And a happy on sad face with the Zulu, with the band Zulu at the bottom.
See, that's an add-on, because I remember the beads part and everything else, but I didn't really remember a description of what they had on it. So also we gonna go a little bit into before we get out of here, your history with Universal Shamgar, the one that made the flag.
Okay, Universal Shamgar, he had a restaurant. I'll give you a brief history. He had a restaurant on the Cab Avenue. Shamgar's restaurant. It was on a damp fire. And I used to go there after school. And he used to say, yeah, let me see your work. Let me see what you're doing. Let me see your schoolwork. So back in those days, like I said, you couldn't come outside till you knew 120. And when you do level 120, you have to be on point with your 120. There was no playing around with no lessons.
All right, God, move your face a little bit more so the people can see.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Now? Yeah, because they were seeing the back of your crown and everything.
There was no playing around with no lessons.
Right. And what was like one of the main requirements before you was giving lessons back then?
Okay, the main lesson was a lesson called lesson that I called the physical law.
Yeah, I was saying, God, as far as the requirement, you know what I'm saying? I know you would have got to it, but you know that we all had to go on a fast, and that was the reason. Right, that was
some was 3 days and some was a 7-day fast.
Right, that's the reason why I didn't accept it, because I was 11 years old and my cousins in Albany Projects, 1191, the same building that old man Saladin lived in. They went from being jolly stompers and ex-cons, and you know, when they introduced me to the knowledge, you know, they told me for me to get down, I had to go on a 7-day fast and just drink water and eat ice cream. I thought it was some gang shit, so I was willing to accept going through the mill, but them telling me something about, you know, having to go on a fast like that at a young age, I couldn't accept it. So it wasn't until 1976, the summer at Alpha School, you know, with all the guards and earths that was from over in the powerhouses. And a lot of people don't know in our nation that the powerhouses was one of the first places in Medina that they held, you know what I'm saying?
Social.
Right, the father's social. You know, so
before Canarsie, where our beloved brother Father Divine started, that came later on.
Right, Nubia. Right. So you know, all those things is things that count in giving people a better perception, not just people, but a lot of gods and earths that's outside of the 5 boroughs of New York City and got knowledge wherever they got knowledge. We got 11 regions now. We got gods and earths out in Venezuela and other places also. So this is truly doing a law of world manifest, which is, you know, spreading these teachings throughout, you know, the whole planet, the 196,940,000 square miles, you know. So this is what I'm here to do. This is like one of my first interviews with another brother that's my peer, that grown up with this, that, you know, he got Power Cypher years in now, 50 years. So he got it in 73. You know, I'm 2 years behind that, but I'm looking forward to my Power Cypher year, you know, in this real knowledge itself for law world manifest reality. But if there's anything else, Shamar, that you like, you know, to give to our brothers and sisters abroad, you know, pertaining to this true knowledge itself, your relationship, like I said once again, with Alpo, Universal Shamgar, or anything else that you would like to share with the people before we end this, you know, great, hope to be new, what you would say, visual of Alpo's character, other than the things that people said about him before.
Well, people going to misuse and say things about a person, like, or, you know, like we teach in our nation, right? People do all sorts of things. But once you get down to yourself, you changed all that.
That's right. That's right. So, God, I mean, I appreciate you giving me this time right here. You know, I'm going to put this together, edit this to the best of my ability. And, you know, I hope people, you know, enjoy it too when they watch it. And like I said, God in them streets, you know, we about giving it up 100% right and exact, no caps or anything like that. I got another great interview with my young brother, Saint Lads, you know, the God been keeping it, you know, on point with me. And I just got through doing one not too long ago called Surviving North Carolina that everybody need to watch, about this crooked sheriff down in Lexington, North Carolina, that was classified as the toughest sheriff in the United States, you know, and he had plenty of all type of stuff that took place down there. So make sure that y'all watch that. I wanted the brother to get off, but you know, it was on his phone, so he got off already. But make sure that y'all watch that. You know, the corruption, everything that took place in the course of his teaching a town down here in the, you know, the Southern Bible Belt, you know, that's known as Pigtown, USA, Lexington, North Carolina. So y'all make sure y'all watch that. But also, I just recently, yesterday, finished off another hot joint, you know, dealing with Free My Man, Free My Comrade, King Tut. And Tut, I word is bond. If anything comes of any of this for me, you know I got you, you know. That's no question, you know. We ain't been in contact in years, but our love and our mental, you know what I'm saying, mind to take mind, always remain the same. But I did a good one on St. Lads, you know, telling about us going through an episode for One Speaker JVC Radio. So y'all make sure that y'all check all this out. And like I said, I'm up here for the youth. I'm up here to tell these real stories so that y'all can see that it ain't nothing new underneath the sun. And your best bet is to go, you know, become formally self-educated, all the things that you need to do to put your life on the right track while you young. Use these stories, because all these stories, they all lead to a dead end. All these stories are involving individuals that, you know, had to go through the system and do numerous years of their life behind, you know, those bars, behind those walls and everything else. So we trying to keep y'all from making that your reality, along with the only other place for you to go is the graveyard. So don't act like you doing something new and slick. It's just like sports. The game remains the same. The only thing that changes is the players. And every now and then they change, you know, a little bit of rules and regulations to fit what the game has adapted to. And right now, there's no wins. Cameras, snitching, everything. So you shouldn't be wanting your life or to speculate that you're going to blow up or become somebody out there being some hustler or whatever, because it's not happening. Just the other day, I heard on the news, you know what they say, the average drug dealer that stands out on the corner makes per year $21,000. That's a joke. Why would you be taking the risk at going to jail and having to do time as a slave? You know, women, men, everything, depending. If you're a woman, then men gonna be taking out your life. If you a man, then women gonna be taking out your life. And there's nothing greater than the relationship between man and woman, because it's man and woman that make child. And that's what makes our universe complete. Man, woman, and child. So with that being said, I hope y'all enjoy this. And God in them streets is definitely going to keep it hot with you. And I'm looking forward to a lot more of my older brothers stepping up with their real live street stories and different things that they was involved with, that they got a message to the youth. This is God in them streets. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Make sure, most of all, if y'all going to watch my content, at least give me the respect and hit the like button. Peace.